welcome to MonWHO News. I am your host, Johannes Finkelheimer. I have returned from my year-long truthiness meditation on world issues to present you all with the most high-quality and detailed news you all have been eagerly waiting for. Today, however, the MonWHO team and I have been found wanting in our epic quest for truth. Like a waiting orifice, gaping in anticipation for the insertion of some real hard news, we have been left disappointed in the flaccid representation of the day's events. What is going on in Africa, in Asia, in the MonWHO? We don't have a clue. And in other news, poor little Israel has had to defend their sovereign right to opinion in the MonWHO. But is that really news? Finally, where is the food? Many delegates have been left hungry. Is this an attempt to reduce obesity at MonWHO? Is anorexia truly a fix for this global issue? Nevertheless, we now bring you the fine coverage by our reporters who have done at least some real newsworthy work.
BBC here. I just had an exclusive interview with both Germany and France about the progress of the day. They seemed oddly optimistic, especially considering after 2 full regional blocks, they have no working papers.
So right now, in Europe, we're lacking listening and collaboration.
They are very on the defensive and don't really want to listen.
They've been tossing around ideas back and forth, but there seems to be no cohesive argument. There seems to be no cohesive direction that the group is going for. So I don't know what they're going to bring to plenary. One thing that did come up, however, is the proposal of countries putting in 2% of their GDP to a common fund to help public health initiatives.
So our main policy will be on prevention, and the idea of low-income country, as led by Poland, will be to have a common fund that gives 2% of our GDP. We need to move along with taxation. France thinks it's a really good idea, a really efficient way to get funded and have this money accessible to all European countries.
2%? Are we kidding? 2% of France alone, their GDP, is almost $20 billion per year. That's just to this one fund. How does that leave enough money for the rest of the country to function? I don't know what they're going to do with this, but we'll have to see. It's a bit of a mess right now.
Hi, I'm a representative for GlaxoSmithKline.
And I'm a representative for the Wellcome Trust.
We strongly urge European nations to consider and join our anti-tobacco proposal, alongside the Wellcome Trust and the Clinton Foundation. We aim to tackle the issue on 3 pillars: further research on effects of tobacco on population and environment, the establishment of strong and affordable tobacco cessation programs, and further legislation on tobacco use.
We also fund public health and education programs. So if your country believes in the importance of innovative research, now is the time to reach out to us. Because remember, what we are offering you, no one else can.
Hi everyone, Dr. Bolia here from Médecins Sans Frontières. I'm also a delegate right here representing the organization for WHO. We are right now in breakthrough negotiations to implement the universal care coverage in countries such as Gambia, Senegal, and Sierra Leone. We are partnering with pharmaceutical companies as well as governments. What I want you right now is all the pharmaceutical companies that may be interested in this project to please come to the African Room Conference in order to tell us that you're interested, as well as other governments. This is a pilot project, but it will be implemented in other countries, and I do not have to tell you how beneficial it will be, not only for your population, but also for your country. Thank you.
Hello, Pfizer Pharmaceuticals here reporting. It should come as no surprise to everyone that pharmaceutical companies play a huge role when it comes to the curative treatment of non-communicable diseases for things like diabetes, cancer, cardiovascular disease, etc. Countries, I urge you to beware of some of the other pharmaceutical reps. If they are offering something to you for free without asking for anything in return, they probably have a hidden agenda. Let us be reminded that no pharmaceutical company does something without the idea of profitability in mind. With that, Pfizer is extremely interested in supporting resolutions surrounding the ideas of increased accessibility to healthcare, screening for diseases earlier on, and a shift in the prescription of generic to brand name medications. Together, we can change the face of non-communicable disease treatment. Now, why brand name over generic, you may ask? Let me remind you all of an incident that occurred in Europe a few months ago, where a line of insulins made by none other than Novartis Pharmaceuticals was recalled because they contained the wrong strength of insulin in the package. Generic products are constantly recalled by other companies other than just Novartis, putting your citizens at a greater risk of adverse effects and ultimately decreasing their quality of life. I urge all countries to consider the quality that is associated with prescribing brand name medications to their citizens. And Pfizer is completely open to negotiating the cost of these medications. Nobody does something for nothing.
Very fine reporting. Or is it? We are unfortunately forced to say to you, MonWHOers out there, that the people are depending on you. It pains me to say this, but get your shit together. Finish those working papers. Stop only reporting on Europe and talk about relevant topics. Women's rights as a non-communicable disease? Really, MRO? This has been Johannes Finkelheimer reporting for MonWHO News. Don't let us down.